want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game again.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You literally.
The brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. He had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. Yubadue, King Dick back here, and what a week this is going to be. Oh boy, this is going to be the week that the Eagles better put belt to ass and take care of the New England Patriots. I don't want nicey time. I don't want hugs and clapping and laughing. I want fights. All right, this team better show something after that debacle we saw the other day. But what is going on, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. Eagles are back at practice, and we rolling. Ian 890, what's going on? Donnie, Lou, Husky, what's happening? Community, what's going on? Joseph, Kay, what's happening? Eagles 1278, Mayday, Mayday. Barbie the Doll Princess of YouTube is here. Royalty in the house. Trying to survive. I hear you, but it's good to see you. Canadian Joe Bird, what's going on? Excluded. Filioso, my man, thank you for being here. E-Rock, Vote for Dan, YouTube Pump Life, Captain Howie, Steve, Texas Eagle, Punjab, my man Mav, Crawley, everybody, thank you for being here. I mean, we'll jump right into it. Let's find out what's going on here in at camp here. I think I saw it looked like Devontae looked like he's practicing today, so that's very good. Looks like Devontae is back. Mannion met with the press earlier. What can you really say about that loss the other night? I mean, the offense clearly needs work. At the same time, they're going to keep it vanilla. But yeah, it was a pathetic display watching it. Let's be honest. It was really boring. I was falling asleep watching that game. Jeff McClain says, looks like Devontae Smith is ready to practice again. Cooper DeJean groin is also suited up. So we're getting Devontae Smith back. Here's Mekhi Lemon still working on it. What are you guys' thoughts on Mekhi Lemon missing another week so far? I mean, when are we getting him back? Devontae Smith is back at practice. And it's Mekhi Lemon doing some stretching off to the sideline away from the rest of the team prior to today's practice. You just feel like he's missing so much time, I mean, it's crazy. We got some guys. There you go. There's Devontae walking. What up, Jones? Wednesday and Thursdays are the joint practice days. Yeah, I believe so. Tomorrow they have a closed walkthrough, then they travel. Wednesday, Thursdays will be practice. Friday will be closed walkthrough. Saturday will be the game. I'd rather he miss time now than later. Yeah, me too. I mean, you got to be healthy. He has to be 100% healthy. But I just wonder if the whole offense as a whole is where they're at right now. Where is Mekhi Lemon in that? He's too young to cause real damage. Let him rest and heal correctly. Agreed. Now, I mean, there were a couple. I didn't get a chance to do a video recap of the game yesterday. I was out with my family all day, but obviously the offense was disappointing. I'm not going to overreact at the same time and say that, oh my gosh, one preseason game, it's over for us. No. This is a new offense. It's going to take time. But it does reinforce my argument that I think the starters should be getting reps. I think it's clear as day that they need them. But I don't think the Eagles were that I don't think Nick Sirianni cared. Like, I think Nick Sirianni They had a couple plays that they were going to run, nothing that they hadn't shown before, and that was it. You know, I will say this. There's guys like, I think some of those guys on the offensive line played pretty good. Bell, Lampkin. How about Lampkin looks like a player? This is huge for us. And then, the one guy that disappointed me, was, and I got to keep it real, was Darius Cooper. I don't think he was necessarily bad, but I think he dropped a couple balls and he missed an opportunity really to make a statement. And then let's catch up here. Mannion said we didn't game plan. No, they never game plan for teams. But also remember, Baltimore isn't game planning. Baltimore is as vanilla as we are. It's not like we're the only vanilla team. They're both vanilla. Shout out to Jeremiah Trotter, who I thought was the star of the game for the Eagles. I thought he was the best player on the field. Yeah, I thought Trotter EN890 was the best guy on the field. Amen, Ty Child. You guys are overacting when the Eagles ever look good in preseason. No, I don't think I'm overreacting at all. Big General, I don't think I'm overreacting at all. I totally am keeping it in perspective. Devontae Smith, hamstring back on the practice field. Quinyon Mitchell, Cooper DeJean also practicing today. I mean, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And it's a new offense, and those things happen. That's fine. But it is what it is. All I gotta say is prevent offense looked great. Yeah, it did. It did. The problem with Cooper is there's a big difference between practice games. There is. And the thing is he dropped 2 balls, but he was open. I mean, he was in position to make the play. He's just got to make it. Last year we saw him shine in those preseason games. But when they they took Hollywood Brown out way before they took out Darius Cooper. So where we see Darius Cooper as far as depth chart goes is not where the Eagles obviously see him. So he's got work to do. He's going to have to rebound this week. I still think he's going to make the team and all that. We were French vanilla. Yeah, we definitely were. Logan Motorsports, what's going on? But remember this, Baltimore's vanilla too. It's not like they're not vanilla. They're just as vanilla too. I'm not so much worried about the Eagles and the offense. I think the offense will come around. What I want to see is I want to see guys step up. I think what you judge in preseason, you're not going to judge the scheme. You're going to judge the individual performances. And I think there are some good performances that I'm really excited about. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., very excited about. Markel Bell, very excited about. Willie Lampkin, did you see him destroy people? My gosh, man. So we just got to keep it in perspective. Let's take a really good look at this. There were players that were backups, not our starters. We had to stay optimistic. Let's not get on them for one preseason game. Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I'm going to call it out for what it was. Not a very good performance, very vanilla, and I think it was by design. But it does clearly show that because you have a new offense, they need reps. I think the starters should be playing a little bit. The Eagles don't believe that, and that's fine. Colton Payton, he looked better than I thought he was going to look, But, the question is where do you go next week? Next week, let's be better, Offense was fine. Quarterback timing was off and throws were high. Offense does look different, particularly in the trenches. Lots of combo blocking stuff. Absolutely, 1,000%. It was vanilla. It seemed like the same 3 or 4, 5 design plays, and that was it. They didn't even push the ball. I don't think they threw a ball over 20 yards, 15, 20 yards. My biggest disappointment, I just really wish Darius Cooper made those couple catches. There was a 3rd down catch where he dropped it, and then there was another catch where he missed. If he would have caught those balls, man, I would have been all right. And I thought Eli Stowers worries me. he does worry me. There's something about the way he looks that just, I don't know. It feels like he's a little bit further behind than we might realize. You know? All right, we got an injury report. Boom. Martin Frank says, Eagles practice report. Will not practice. Jacorian Bennett, knee. Tank Bigsby, toe. Are we back with the toes? Calcaterra, back. James Jones, shoulder. Makai Lemon, hammy. Mac McWilliams, groin. John Ojoku, pec. Pierce, hammy. Ruiz, hammy. Shane Wade, hammy. Wilson, knee. And limited Devontae and 3 others. So who are the 3 others? So at least we're progressing. I mean, Devontae's back. He ain't gonna practice play this preseason game. What up, comrades? What is it? Soviet Union? I agree with you. Thank you, my man. We just gotta keep it perspective. It was brutal watching though. Like it was like I was like, if you were in my stream, I was like this. I was conking out. That the offense was just so bad looking. But I think it was designed. Like, we're usually vanilla, but I think Nick sometimes goes overboard with that. I'm perfect, fine with Stowers. It's not good right away. Not every rookie needs to be a day one player. Oh, I don't disagree with you. I just think he might be. It may take him longer than I thought. Yeah, my only real takeaway from the game is that Stowers doesn't look good. He didn't look good. But damn, did Jeremiah Trotter not look like? Dude looked like an all pro. And that's all the updates we got right now. But did Jeremiah Trotter Jr. not look like an all pro? I mean, my gosh. He looked good. He looked good. The whole team hurt, my goodness, I know. And it seems like it's all hamstrings. Which players has given the biggest headaches to you as a fan watching over the years, Barnett? Like as far as Eagle players themselves? We could start with Isel Jenkins back in the day. He was pretty bad. Let's see. Some of those running backs we had, were pretty bad. In recent years, Barnett drove me nuts. What's his face? The safety drove me nuts. There's been a lot of guys. Late Nate Allen, there's been a lot. Yeah, so Von Miller, let's talk about this. Von Miller goes to the Dallas Cowboys. He signs with them. I think that's a good upside signing for the Dallas Cowboys. He still can play. I mean, he's not where he was once, but he gives them a good depth piece. And it's going to help improve the Cowboys. I don't think it's going to put them over the top of anything, but, it is what it is. Tanner was underwhelming. Tanner hasn't looked right. Tanner hasn't looked right since, last preseason. I feel like that Washington game last year screwed him up. I do. Last preseason, let me mute myself. I hear myself. I don't want to hear myself. Linda, thank you so much for the super sticker. Appreciate you so much. Thank you. I think Devon signing shows how desperate Cowboys are for a pass rush. Well, I don't know. I mean, Von Miller still could play, though, right? I mean, weren't we supposed to be interested in him, too? Like, there were links. I'm not saying we were, but I know there were teams linking us to him. Let's see. Von Miller had 9 sacks last year. My God. That's a good signing. I mean, I'm not gonna take away from Dallas. If he's got anything left, it's a good signing. 9 sacks last year? How can that hurt? Bet they won't move Cooper to the slot. Bet they won't move Darius Cooper to the slot to test him out. Lemon has no worry, and he knows he will get 1,000 chances. Probably right. You're probably right. Yeah, that game of the last year ruined Tanner. It really did. I think they thought they were going to play him, they were going to showcase him, and then they were going to trade him. And I really think it backfired on him. They do link us for well, there's reasons that Von Miller would make sense, but no, he goes to Dallas, and I'm not gonna say it's not a good signing. I think it's a good signing. It's not gonna change anything. Like, do I think the Cowboys are making the playoffs? No. Do I think that before Von Miller? No. After? No. But he'll help him. He's not like Crosby, or he's not like a top notch defensive end. It's not like what they needed or had with Parsons. Nelson Aguilar put 15 years on my life. I never even had gray hair until Nelson Aguilar. Ricardo says, Philly, it's not about the backup players. It's really about the starters in the most critical positions. This past preseason game is no indicator of what's to come. It's easier to replace back. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. But you got to figure this. The way I see it is, if the backups can move the ball and are feeling comfortable with the offense, then I would assume that the starters are as well. So it just makes me wonder where they're at, which we have no way of knowing, as of right now. Well, good news here. Let's pull this up. We got Quinyon Mitchell back at practice. Let me get that. And that's good. That's good news. I mean, not that he's going to play this week, but he is going to go cover A.J. Brown. That's for sure. It can't hurt the Cowboys, but it shows they're desperate and they don't believe in the new guys they've brought in past. Yeah, I mean, I don't like. I would agree with that, because I don't think that, like, from what I said, I didn't think that the Rashawn Gary thing was that big of a move. I just didn't. Do I think we get Max Crosby? No, I would say probably not. But I do think the Eagles will take a look at it. Nobody wanted old Von Miller. Guy had 9 sacks last year. Come on, let's not pretend. Let's not pretend he still can't play. I mean, look, it could be like, what was the dude from Chicago, had 17 sacks, then came to Philly, did nothing. I mean, it could be something. When these guys that are older run out of gas, it's like overnight. And that could happen. But, I mean, he had a good year last year, man. 9 sacks. I can't fault him for that. It's not going to change anything, though. However, you like the idea of playing Lampkin at guard if Steen is inconsistent against? I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question. I wouldn't mind taking a look at it. That's for sure. It won't change. Yeah, well, they have Dak. That's the problem. Yeah, Robert Quinn. Robert Quinn's a perfect example. 17 and a half sacks with the Bears, gets traded to the Eagles, and then there's like, what, 1 sack the whole year or something like that? So when these guys fall off, they fall off overnight. And you never know when that'll happen with Von Miller. But on paper, I think it helps the Cowboys, but it doesn't take them over anything. Joey, we're supposed to do shakedown today at some point, but I haven't heard from Joey. Let me see. Oh, yep, no, I just saw her from 2 p.m. Yep, good. All right, so we will be doing shakedown at 3 p.m. Eastern today. So basically right after practice. Yeah, I think Keenan Allen would be an interesting I think that would be an interesting get for the Eagles, because he still could play, and he would provide you, some just stability, 500, just logging on anything. No, well, you got Devontae Smith is back at practice on a limited basis. Quinyon's back. We're getting some guys back from practice or for practice. Preseason or not, penalties and a disgusting looking offense is not what I expected from Mannion. I would say I really thought it was going to be as vanilla as it was. Like, I really thought it was going to be like the same few things. So I didn't expect that. I just thought we would have a little more. We'd show a little more on offense. Nick, thank you for super chat. According to EJ Jenkins, Lemon is doing some sprints. That's good. I need to pull up Jenkins. Thank you for reminding me. I keep forgetting to put him up. I like EJ Jenkins. Where is he? No, what's that guy's name again? I forget. No, I'm looking for somebody else. Forget his name. EJ Smith. That's who it is. Not EJ Jenkins. EJ Jenkins, the Eagle. Duh. Okay. Yeah, so the practice report, once again, I'll give it to you guys. Bennett knee, Tank toe, Calcaterra back, Jones shoulder, Makai Lemon hamstring, Mac McWilliams groin. Oh, Mac McWilliams, I thought got destroyed the other night. Joku pectoral, Damian Pierce hamstring, Ramirez hamstring, Wade eye shoulder, and Johnny Wilson knee. Johnny Wilson knee, jeez. Come on, Johnny Wilson, baby. Nick, thank you again for the super chat. Yeah, EJ Smith. I know, EJ Jenkins. I did the same thing. EJ Jenkins, the tight end. Come on, Lemon. Yeah, I wish Lemon would come up. But this is gonna be like I think it's gonna be a crazy week. I think Wednesday and Thursday are gonna be nuts. But I'm gonna probably get really mad this week. I'm afraid that's gonna happen. I do think Nick doesn't want to show teams new offense they are implementing, and he's proven it in practice. Just as Philly reporters, they all say they are not showing publicly at all. Oh, I agree, and more so than usual. Everything that they ran in a lot of ways was stuff like really, really vanilla, and they're not going to show anything. Nick is big on those kind of things. He's big on not playing your starters. He's big on like resting guys when you get a chance to rest them, and definitely not showing something. Matter of fact, he talked about in his press conference that a few years ago they put a few things on paper, on film rather, in preseason, and teams jumped on it early in the season. So he's not going to make that mistake again. So that's very true. And they are learning a new offense. But just remember, the team you're playing is just as maybe not as vanilla, but are also trying not to show anything. I don't know. Is Baltimore having a new offense? What bothered me the Baltimore game defensively was I just thought they ran on the Eagles. They seemed like they were pushing the Eagles back the whole game. They were playing downhill, and it just didn't look right. Besides Jeremiah Trotter, I mean, Trotter was a beast. Look, I can't take anything away. I'm not gonna say that was just some signing out of desperation for Cowboys. I think it's a good signing. If the Eagles would have signed Von Miller, in all honesty, I would have said great depth signing. That's what I would have said. Maybe Ertz comes back to help tight end. Yeah, maybe. Cowboys looking good. Well, yeah, we'll see. I mean, they won a preseason game. I don't put much stock into it. Makai Lemon is running route. Elliott Shore Park says. Makai Lemon's running routes with trainers on the side field. Looks to be going full speed and cutting. Good. If Lemon comes back this week and he plays this week, he'll be fine. He'll be fine by week 1. Von Miller, our rotation would be nasty. It would have been. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie and say anything else. Cooper also caught one of the first catches. Yeah, I thought Darius Cooper. I don't think he wasn't ass, but he wasn't great. What bothered me about the Darius Cooper performance was that he was out there longer than anybody. Like, they had Hollywood Brown obviously ahead of him in the depth chart, and he had a chance to really, take advantage of getting snaps, and he dropped dropped a big first down conversion, and then he dropped another ball. The good thing is he gets open. He's just got to catch those balls. So he'll bounce back. But what I'll say about Darius Cooper is I don't think he's as high up the depth chart as I would like him to be. But I still think he's going to be good. I still think he's got tremendous talent. I still think he could be a star. I think he's got all that. He's just got to keep going out and doing it. Yeah, Ertz is a free agent. Nah, the starters probably aren't playing this week. They're going to play. We'll hear a lot from the starters on Wednesday and Thursday at practice. That's going to be. Make sure I will be live for those. I will be even a little early for those. So let's go. AJ Garrett says Von Miller was involved in a domestic violence issue. Eagles. Yeah, well, that's if I forgot about that completely. I think you're right. If they're involved in that, you can forget coming to the Eagles. It was the quarterback play, not his route running. No, his route running, Darius Cooper's route running was fine. He got open, but he literally had two balls go through his hands. And one of them was on a third down conversion. Like I said, I still think he's going to be a star. I still think he's the fourth best. I still think he should be fourth on the depth chart. Nothing like that has changed, but man, he could have taken advantage of the situation. The quarterback play did not help him. That's for sure. Von had good numbers as a situation player. He had under 200. Yeah, he did. Great numbers. That drop is an actual difficult catch. The ball was right there when they turned. Well, I agree. You get your hands on it, you should catch it. Not all drops are the same. Not all drops are the same, but you got to catch that. When you're trying to make a roster and you're trying to move up the depth chart and you're given the opportunity, you got to take advantage of it. And I'm saying this as like Darius Cooper's number one fan, and that has not changed. I just thought it was a missed opportunity. Nothing that's going to prevent him from making the team, but I just thought he could have really, if he has a little bigger of a game and maybe a little more quarterback help, he moves up the depth chart maybe. See, I hate the fact that the Eagles are like putting Hollywood Brown ahead of him because of the money. That's what I hate. So what I want him to do is I want him to go out and play so well that they can't hold him back. That's what I'm praying for. That's what I hope for. All right, so yeah, Makai. Everybody's talking about Makai Lemon. You ever notice that, like, when the news comes in, like on these, you ever notice when the news comes in on the updates, one person updates it on one subject, and then they all talk about the same thing, and then it's always the same thing. I still trust in how he's got to make a back-breaking move to get the NFL world fearful for us. Oh no, I mean, Howie not signing Von Miller it's nothing against Howie at all. I have no problem that the Eagles didn't sign Von Miller. I have no problem with it. I'm just saying from the Cowboys' perspective, I think it helps them. I don't think it changes anything, but I think it helps them. I think it's a good signing. Yeah, it looks like Epps played good. Looks like Epps is the starter right now, which concerns me some. But Carter didn't show anything, and that sucks. I was really hoping we would have got some from Carter. Let's see how much they like Epps this week. Do the Eagles go out, maybe make a move at safety? So Elliot Park says Jalen Hurts has been throwing it across his body a surprising number this season at training camp. That's a weird tweet. Let's see. No, so here are the Eagles' drives the other night. And I'll talk about this until there's some updates. Let me pull this up. And like I said, it's a vanilla offense and a new offense. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But 3 plays, 3 yards, punt. 3 plays, 4 yards, punt. 3 plays, 5 yards, punt. 3 plays, 7 yards, punt. 8 plays, 31 yards, punt. 2 plays, 6 yards and a half. 3 plays minus 6 yards, punt. 3 plays, 1 yard, punt. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna lose sleep over it. It's preseason, but it does not make for fun football to watch. All right, we can agree at that. Jesus, that's really bad. Quinion, all right, so here we go. All right, so Quinion Mitchell is back at practice making plays. Let's see how Darius Cooper does today. Let's see if Cooper rebounds at practice today. Quinion's back, breaks up a Hurts pass over the middle to Dontavian Wicks. There we go. Eagles will be playing from behind a lot this season. I highly doubt that. The Eagles are going to win a lot of games this year. Philly Matt says, I think our defense will carry us early on. That's what I assume too. I think here's the other thing. I think the defense does carry us early, but I also think the running game looked a little bit better. Even though it was vanilla, I think the offensive line play looked better than it did last year, and that's a good sign. The Hollywood Brown gives up on catches over the middle, 1,000%. But, he's higher up the depth chart right now. All right, let's look for updates here. And just a reminder, we will be doing Shakedown podcast at noon or at 3 o'clock, everybody's time but mine. Andy Dalton first up with the second unit. Did Tanner really fall off that much? It's kind of crazy to me, But it looks like we're getting in on 11 on 11 drills and stuff like that. So before we go any further, here's a quick word from our sponsor. This is America's #1 sports pick app. It is the best app to use while watching sports. Plus, it is really simple to use. Just pick more or less on a few player stats, lock in your lineup, and boom, you're ready to go. Or if you're like me, you can check out the new team pick section where you can pick on team winning, different spreads, all sorts of different things. Plus, Prize Pick is available in almost all 50 states, including California, Texas, and Florida. Now, today, for me, we are going to operate in that team picks area, and we are going to take one of the easy questions that they offer in the team pick section. That is stage of elimination for the Dallas Cowboys. I am choosing the Dallas Cowboys to be eliminated after the regular season. That's right. No playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. I think this is easy guarantee. That's why I'm locking it in. The Cowboys to not make the playoffs. It is, I think, a surefire bet. Now, if you like this or you want to do something similar or different, maybe you want to get back at me, go check out the Prize Pick app in the description. Download it, use promo code HMA when you sign up, and play your first $5. And if your $5 lineup hits, you get $150 in lineup credits. Play your first $5 lineup and get $150 in lineup credits. That's an insane new offer for new users. They just dropped it, but you got to use promo code HMA. Link is in the description. Get $150 in lineup credits on your first $5 lineup if you win. Check it out and shout out to Prize Picks. All right, shout out to Prize Picks for sponsoring today's video. We appreciate it so very much. Getting back to it. Andy Dalton is now getting second team reps again. Boy, I did not expect that when they signed him. I did not. I really thought Tanner was going to be the backup, and maybe he still will be. But that's kind of it's kind of disheartening. Nick, thank you for the super chat. Think Von Miller takes Cowboys out of the Crosby race? Probably not. I would say no, because he's a free agent signing. So no, I would say it's not going to change them getting Max Crosby, if they want to. 500. If Lemon doesn't practice this week, more than likely aren't seeing him in week 1. Well, we might see him in week 1. He just may not he might be very limited in his snap count. It looks like he's getting close though. From what we're getting today, he's running full speed. He's running routes and stuff like that. So he's gearing it up, and if we get him back this week, we'll be fine. So Andy Dalton first up with the second team. How about that? What are your guys' thoughts? What are your guys' thoughts on Dalton as the backup? Are you guys think that's like going to be legit how it is? Has Tanner lost favor with the Eagles? What are your guys' thoughts on that? John McCall said Tanner lost confidence. Yeah, that Washington game didn't look good. CVC says Hollywood is more mid than I thought. Pretty surprising considering that he still dropped 500, 600 yards last year receiving. Yeah, I mean, I think he's all right, But yeah, he seemed to be fading the last few years. Tanner was awful last season against the Commanders. He is statue and won't move. Agreed. Philly, my question is, if Von Miller is going to help the Cowturds, why didn't another team pick him up? Why was we sitting on the couch till now? Well, I think part of it is, especially with these veteran guys, maybe they don't want to be there all of camp, so they kind of wait till preseason begins. Some of it's just money, some of it's deciding where you want to go. But you can't look at Von Miller had 9 sacks last year. 9 sacks helps a team. Look, the Cowboys aren't good enough that it's going to change the game. Von Miller is not in his prime anymore. He's a rotational piece that will be, will help them, but it won't change anything. He would, in my opinion, Von Miller would help a team like the Eagles far more than he would help a Cowboys team. That's the truth. He really should have gone somewhere where, if he's on the team, or they already could go to the Super Bowl with or without him. That's the kind of team he needed to go to. But maybe he wanted to go to Dallas. I don't know. How the Browns saying can't steal? Ooh, okay. He didn't steal. I don't know. Nothing. No updates. Cole Payton, like, he might be better than the other 2 quarterbacks. So you think AJ and the defense will get in a scuffle fight? Personally, I do not. I think they're going to be loving each other, hugging each other, laughing after practice, and it's going to piss me off. I want fights. I think there should be fights, Gotti, oh God. Gotti. Can you imagine Mark wear a shirt like that? Can you imagine you go on a show and you go, everybody's got to chill with making a big deal about preseason and training camp. But I got this shirt called Gotti, greatest offense that ever lived, or whatever the hell it stood for. Crazy. We need quarterback. Yeah, might. Von's from Texas. Maybe that's why. Maybe. Dylan Jordan, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, I missed my SC 500. You missed your what? What's SC? Thank you for Super Chat. Oh, your Super Chat? Did I? Let me see, Dylan. Oh, I think you're right. I apologize for that, man. Sorry. Dylan Jordan, thank you for Super Chat. Again, sorry I missed this one. After the game, we obviously need quarterback help. Yeah, they weren't good, but it's just hard to tell, Don't let AJ off easy. I agree. Like, I feel like this guy quit on you. Make it hard on him. Be friends after, but not during practice, not during the season. Right now, it's the enemy. That's how I see it. And I know it's gonna aggravate me. I know it's gonna aggravate me. I'm glad they didn't get Derrick Henry. The Cowboys, yeah. A few years ago, when they had a chance to get him, and then they made the playoffs, but they lost. Like, that was a big mistake by them. I think, well, no, they might not have made the playoffs. I can't remember. Peter Riley, thank you for the super chat. 500 Big Seals and Mark will try to double team you, but we got your back, brother. Oh, I know they will. I know they will. And the more I'm like not panicking, not worrying, the more Mark gets furious about it. But there is no reason to worry and panic in preseason. Oh, you could worry, I guess, but it's too early to worry. Von Miller Bay, he's definitely helped. He's definitely. Look, I am going to be the first person to tell you that's a good signing for the Cowboys. I don't see how it could hurt. Leon Banks Jr. David Super Chat. Calling it now. Reek and AJ are going to be swinging. I hope so. Brooks Cabina said Cole's getting first team reps at safety. First day back from injury. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I want to see if I can find anything on that. If Cole Wisniewski is coming back for practice and getting first team reps, man, they got to tweet that out. Who said that? No updates. If Wisniewski is Brooks could be. Let me look them up. I don't even know who that is. See if I can find them. Yeah, I don't see anything. Okay, yeah. Thank you for that. I'm gonna flip it over to him real quick. All right. So this is interesting. This is really interesting. Eagles safety Cole Wisniewski just got a rep with the first team. It's his first day practicing in training camp after dealing with hamstring. Well, he got one rep, but if he starts getting first team reps, that tells you right there they're not happy with safety. And to me, a safety, I think, like I said, if Carter Epps don't run away with the job, I think that's where they're going to make their move in training camp. You know? Axman is the real deal. Also, I was right to hate the Stowers pick. He could have had EMW and Mukiba and DeJean also give Cole Payton quarterback 2 reps. I would give him some quarterback 2 reps. What the hell? You know? But, yeah, I mean, look, it's too early on Stowers, but he's got a long way to go. A long way to go. But Cole Wisniewski getting first team rep. It's interesting. You had told people to watch out for. Could be right, but the question then becomes: Is he getting a first team rep because the Eagles think so highly of him, or is he getting a first team rep because they're not happy with Carter or Epps? And that's the question. You know, I mean, the guy has been injured all week. I like the Stowers pick. He needs to get stronger, though, for sure. Yeah, I'm not giving up on Stowers. Hey, we got to give him time. Who's Axman Jr.? Jeremiah Trotter. Are you streaming joint practices right now? Well, I mean, they're Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll be streaming then. The Eagles are practicing by themselves today, and then I think they got a walkthrough tomorrow, and then they are going to fly out to New England tomorrow. Turnaround rookies over vets is not a good sign. It's not a good sign. And most likely it's more about not liking what you're seeing from those two guys than him impressing. So I think it's I think that if the Eagles are going to make a move in training camp, I think safety is where we got to look. Bro, so he was right in Stowers. Stowers hasn't even played a regular season game yet. Shake my. Why do we do it? Yeah, it's too early. It's too early. Hey, Philly, what's going on today? Was in meetings and missed updates today. Well, Devontae Smith is back at practice. A few guys came back to practice, but that's about it, really. It's interesting, too, because when we always talk about a position or a player, it seems like they always respond. It's like they hear the show, right? Check this out, guys. Check this out. We just literally talked about the safety position and Michael Carter. Jalen Hurts intercepted by Michael Carter on a throw over the middle down the field meant for Quez Watkins. Hurts throws deep, Quez down the middle into double coverage, Michael Carter with the interception. So Carter makes a play, and how many times have we seen that with Quez Watkins? Like, I don't know, man. It seems like most picks come when throwing at Quez Watkins. Aaron Jones, thank you for the super chat. Cole was a steal according to some analysts. Oh, he was. He was a steal, and I thought that he was. I said earlier I thought he was going to make the team. Before back in June, I think he is a steal. But missing all those practices and then getting first team, that tells you that they're not happy with the safeties are playing right now. I swear, if they would keep statistic of which receivers are on the field causing the most where the most interceptions are thrown, I bet you it's with Quez Watkins. I bet you. Do you think there's a chance we get Ertz back? Chance, yes. Likely, no. Cowboys winning the division? No. Now, so you don't get it twisted. Von Miller, I think, is a good signing. It helps you guys, but it doesn't change. He's not such a big signing that it changes the outcome of the division. He's not that good anymore. He's good. He's a great rotational piece, great for third down, like was said earlier. But you're not going to go from finishing in third place to winning the division. Mekhi Lemon is not back. Philly, there's rumors that Eagles might get JJ. I haven't heard any of those. I mean, look, if they want to get him and develop him, maybe that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad idea. You don't get him to start, but you get him to develop. If you take him out of Minnesota and the pressure's off him and he can just learn to play the game, maybe it's a good thing. So I'm not opposed to it, actually. I mean, why not? He's no threat, you know? He's no threat at all. Yeah, third place Cowboys. Well, probably second. Probably. If I'm keeping it real, not busting bulls, they probably are second place. But like 2-3, at least 3 games out, 2-3 games out. Pin, thank you for super chat. Sills will talk smack about that pick, Leffa. He'll talk smack about anything. A guy could go out there. Hurts could go out there and be 27 of 28 for 400 yards, 5 touchdown passes, and 1 interception. He will complain for 3 days about the 1 interception. That's it, and that's all he'll focus on. He does it all the time. Yeah, I'll have to look into that, Leon. I haven't heard anything about that. Howie wasn't going to get Vaughn because of accusation about violence against. Yeah, that's very true. It's very true. Look, I don't. I'm going to keep it real. Dallas had made a good signing, but they're not. Dallas isn't good enough that making that signing changes anything. It doesn't. Laugh at my answer. The fact that he only brought up the division. It's like the Cowboys just refuse to want to win a Super Bowl. All they care about is being regular season warriors. Yeah, that's it. That's it. And that's one of my chief complaints with like the Cowboys and fans and Mark. It's like your goals are so small. We're not on the same level, Let's see. They're really slow in the updates. This must be a light practice. I want to hear more about Cole Wisniewski. Like, I want to hear more about him getting a rep. When will we see the final? Oh, after preseason. After the final preseason game, I think that Tuesday, you have to be at the 53-man roster. Bro, the Cowboys would have made the playoffs without Vaughn. They got players who can stop the run. Caleb Downs, Jalen Thompson, Malik Hooker are the best safety. How could Caleb Downs even be listed as the best safety? He hasn't played one snap of football. You don't know what I mean. Look, I think he's going to be a good player, but come on, your corners suck. Like both your corners are ass. So I don't like your outside corners. I don't like your linebackers. I think you still need an edge rusher, even though Von Miller helps. You still don't have that guy. Gary is not all that. I don't see how you think that they're so much better. I don't know how Malik Hooker and Jalen Thompson are the best safeties of football. Caleb Downs hasn't played 1 minute. Cowboy fans think this is their logic. Look at Christian Parker. He made Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean. They wouldn't be who they are if it wasn't for Christian Parker. So now we got Caleb Downs. That's already me. Mark's already trying to tell me that he's better than Cooper DeJean as a defensive back. It's insane. The guy hasn't played it down yet. He said they're the best safeties. It's crazy. Their corners suck. Bland is so look. Bland had that 1 year. He had 6 interceptions for touchdowns. Dude, my grandmother could, or Walker could have scored those pick 6 touchdowns. The balls were thrown right to him. So overrated. Their corners are not that good. Dylan Jordan, Taylor Sucha, go get Matt Corral, at least for the draft. Fabio Taylor Sucha, should we get Max? I think if given an opportunity to get Max Crosby, I would do it. Yeah, I would. Let's see. Mekhi Lemon isn't in uniform, but he is participating in some wide receiver drills. Very cool. He's getting there. Hopefully Lemon practices Wednesday, Thursday, walk through Friday, and play Saturday. These Cowboy fans are done saying Downs is the best corner. It's just he hasn't played a down yet. Bland was cooked food. Them interceptions made people overlook how bad it was. It really did, dude. Those interceptions, God bless him, it got him paid. But he's not that good. Man, I'm really disappointed how slow these updates are coming in. It makes you think this is a very slow practice. But of course it's not. We just can't see. They don't put everything out there. I'll bet anyone in the chat that the Cowboys win the division. Chat, you heard it. You heard it right there. There's your challenge. Mark Frank reported it was a light practice earlier. Yeah, it probably is. They're probably stopping, going through things. That would make sense because it's going to be long, dragged out practices Wednesday and Thursday. So you don't want to kill the guys today. Hey, Phil, do you know what day? Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday. I think. I'm trying to figure out. I think they already put the time. Let me see. I think they got the time. I'll be live for it. But let me see. All right. So here's the Eagles' schedule. They had the practice today was at 12:20. Wednesday and Thursday are the joint practices starting at 10:15 a.m. So 10:15 Wednesday and Thursday are the joint practices with the Patriots. Marie Steele, thank you for the super chat. Do you think Aaron Donald comes back to the Rams? Do you think we need to go get Max? I think Donald is coming back to the Rams. I don't think that necessarily makes us have to go rush out and get him. No, I wouldn't say that. But I think if you get the opportunity to get Crosby, do it. But I wouldn't base it on like the Rams did this or the Cowboys did this. I don't think the Eagles need to do that. 500, we ain't do. Oh yeah. I never would bet money somebody online. I don't know because they never pay up. I think my cheeseburger bet is worth a lot more than a measly two. What was it? I missed the cheeseburger bet. What was it? I'm going to wait, but I'm not confident in winning division as I was a month ago. Well, I understand. I understand. But things are a lot different from preseason and the regular season. It just always is that way. Rams might, yeah, I don't know what's going on with Puka. They definitely might struggle with him. Marika Gray says, so you can't say shit about blocking people if you let mods do the same. But literally, I don't let my mods do the same. Literally. I literally have, I'll go check it right now. I literally, seriously had like nobody blocked on my channel. I at the start of training camp, I cleared the whole thing. So we'll go in it right now and we'll look. While there's no updates, I'll go look. See if anybody's blocked that shouldn't be. Because people know the rule here. I don't put up with it. If you're getting blocked, then you're blocking people, then that's it. You can't be a mod. I don't know. No. I don't know. I have nobody blocked. I literally have nobody blocked on here. There's a couple of those, free what is it, the free streaming services. You have those, and then there was a name Batman's Butthole, and that was somebody that had another name which was like a racial name before that. They must have changed it. So no, I don't have anybody blocked. You're accusing the wrong guy. 500. I'm not going to overreact to Hurts' interception because it lets me know he trusts Mannion philosophy enough to take chances. Yeah, I mean, I'd have to see the past to know, but yeah. Look, practice is for that kind of stuff, right? Like, isn't practice so you can do that? So you can make your mistakes, get it out of the way, learn from it. That happens, it happens. Let's see. DJ Simo, thank you for the super chat. What up, 500? Every time I see Kaylee Ring on my screen, I get a strong whiff of dog shit. Out of nowhere, I think our offense will start slow but gradually get better. I agree. It will. It will. It will. Marika Gray says it didn't happen today. Who? It was on your live the other night. Well, who got blocked, Marika Gray? Who? You tell me who. You tell me who did it. Okay, the next time you see it on my live, tell me who did it. If I find out who did it and they did it wrong, I will take the mod away. I do not allow that. But right now on my channel, there is nobody blocked. There are no real people blocked on my channel. Only thing is those Batman Butthole guy, which I knew had another racial name, so I'm not unblocking him. And then it's those like free streaming stuff. You've been with me long enough. You know I don't block. You're just trying to get at me because I'm an Eagle fan. Eagle fans never disappear, Dan. We never disappear. And DJ Simo, thank you for the super chat. But Mekhi Lemon is in uniform participating practice. That's it for practice. 65 minutes. One last before session with the Patriots. Hurts had some nice throws aside from an interception. Safe to say, Makai Lemon return is getting close. He's going through some drills, wide receiver at the end of practice right now, and was doing sprints on the far field. That is great news. That's, to me, the best news of the day. Makai Lemon looks like he's ready to go. But that's it for practice. That was, like I said, that was a light practice today. If you saw your comment, exactly. Dylan Jordan David Super Chat. Didn't Lions go 4-0 in preseason, then 0-16? Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of teams. There's countless amount of teams that have great preseasons and then do nothing, you know? That's a lot. Eagles Nation doesn't block anyone, really, especially on here, except spamming. I don't. I try my best not to. I do get mods who block people sometimes out of personal stuff, but I try to avoid that at all costs. I don't view blocking the same way a lot of other channels view it. You know, I view blocking as hurting me. Doesn't just hurt, you know, it hurts me. Why do you want people not to be on your channel interacting? You know, if somebody gets on your nerve, the great thing is if you don't like somebody, you can block them personally so you don't see anything and it doesn't affect anything on my channel. Leon Banks Jr., thank you for super chat. Remember everyone blasted Hurts in 24 for no interceptions in camp? Yeah. And can Sills and everyone keep the same energy when he does throw an interception? No, they can't. Here's the thing: if you remember that they made a big deal of that, you know, in camp. Oh, Jalen Hurts hasn't thrown any interceptions. Then and then all of a sudden we get into the Green Bay game, and the first quarter he throws 2 because they had taken no reps and they were rusty. So yeah, don't put much into it. The things that I can put in, the things I take out of the preseason game are that the offense needs reps. They need reps. They need work. The second thing is that the depth chart at wide receiver is probably different than I have it in my head. And I think we have much deeper offensive line than a year ago. Markel Bell and Willie Lampkin look like players on that offensive line. And that's a really good sign. Jeremiah Trotter, to me, is a stud. You know, those are the things I take out of training camp, out of that game, you know, really. I hope you had a good weekend. What did you make of the offense? I think we need to draft King Coleman coming out next year. We need another threat on offense. The defense nowadays are too ton. Agreed. I think you should draft another wide receiver next year. You know, unless Darius Cooper develops or Wicks goes out and shows that they can play, I would go outside wide receiver in the first round. Then you have 3 first-round wide receivers, 2 getting paid on rookie contracts over the next 4 years. And you could use that money other places like in the secondary. I agree with you 1,000%, Bird Gang. 1,000%. I had a good weekend. I saw Spider-Man yesterday. I spent a lot of time with the family yesterday. So I saw Spider-Man. I went to a Screen X showing. You guys ever went to the Screen X? I wanted to do the 4DX, but I mistakenly did Screen X, but it was still all right. It was still cool. I thought it was a good movie. I thought it was decent. I didn't think it was as good as the other one, the last one before it. I thought it was okay. I watched Lanterns last night. I liked the first episode, although I have concerns going forward with the show. But other than that, yeah. Stop the bull. The point of practice is to get better. The offense is going to be what it is. Trash without AJ and amateur offense. Here's the thing, though. I mean, like, you're saying the point of practice is to get better. Well, how can you make a judgment that how can you say because they were bad at practice or had a bad practice that they must be trash? To be honest with you, the first, all last week, the Eagles offense looked great. It looked great. Everybody was really up. And I think that was a lot of the reasons why people were so disappointed on Saturday night, because the practice, the offense looked like it was coming along really well. But, the truth is practice is to get better. However, you can't say that without AJ, your whole team stinks and you have this amateur offensive coordinator. Well, if we have an amateur offensive coordinator, you have an amateur defensive coordinator. Okay, at least we have talent on our offense, right? We have guys that have won a Super Bowl, a quarterback that's won a Super Bowl. We have a running back that went 2,000 yards. We have a Devontae Smith who's still a good wide receiver. We still have talent on this offense, as where your defense has nobody. Boy, they signed Von Miller, 1,000 years old. Yeah, he's all right. He's all right. But like I said, he would have been way more effective on another team, if he really wanted to win. So it's like you can't have it both ways. You can't call our amateur offensive coordinator when your defensive coordinator hasn't called a play. Pack it up, boys. Season is over. So they got 38-year-old washed edge Philly 500. They Super Bowl contenders all season. They didn't. Listen, Von Miller is not well. As of last year, he wasn't washed. I'm not going to say that he's washed and he's not a good signing. He's a good depth piece for them, but he's not a game changer. Von Miller would be way more effective on a team that is like a Seattle or the Rams, or like a team that is like on the verge, or the Eagles. To Dallas, he helps their defense, but I don't think he's going to change the fact that their defense still sucks. Like Cowboy fans out there, what are your expectations of your defense, ranking wise? Between what and what do you think your defense is going to be? That's what I would like to know. Well, what do you think? You think you're like bottom half defense, middle, top 10? Like, where do you think your defense is at right now? We've been watching the same thing. The offense has been suspect. I mean, you're getting hyped about 3 or 4s. I don't know what you mean. We've been watching the same thing. Listen, you couldn't be watching the same thing, because if you were watching the same thing, then you know that the Eagles' starting offense has looked good in practice against a good defense. They started, the first week was bad. The second week was much better. And I think that's why people were upset. But we're talking about the starters. Not one starter played. As far as 3 and 4s, why wouldn't you get excited about your 3 and 4s? Guys get hurt in this league. You need depth. If you have guys developing and rookie picks developing, you should get excited. What are you, not human? You got to get excited. You don't get excited when you say you get a player on your team and he's like a late round pick wide receiver, but all of a sudden he's in there making plays and looking like he's going to contribute or be a good depth piece. You don't get excited about that? Why? That's what I want to know. Why wouldn't you get excited? Why wouldn't you get excited if you get a guy like a Darius Cooper who looks like he could play? I don't understand that. You don't win. You have to have depth in football. This game is about attrition. The team who starts week 1, as the best team in the league, oftentimes aren't by the end of the year, and a lot of it's because of injury. So yeah, you should get excited about your 3 or 4s. Not Philly, give themselves a super team label so that when they fail, we might. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, exactly. That I agree with you 1,000%. Hold on, let me answer this. Let's see here. They're going to sign a cornerback. Yeah, they might sign a Dory Jackson. Good luck with that. DJ Simo, thank you for super chat. My hot take is that Christian Parker won't be as good defensive coordinator as he was a position coach. It's an art, but we'll see. I think he's going to be good. But here's where I think is going to happen. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to do a good job with the Cowboys. I think that the problem is that people are going to get caught up in the numbers and the stats, and they're just really not that talented, and that he's working with not a lot of talent. I think that's going to be the problem. However, I think that when head coaching jobs come available, he's going to get the benefit of the doubt, and he's going to wind up taking a head coaching job and bailing quickly. That's what I think is going to happen. But, Christian Parker, he can help a defense. He will help that defense. They'll be slightly better, but they don't have the talent. That's the problem. This is what Mark, and me fight about. Like, Mark thinks that Christian Parker made Cooper DeJean and Quignon. And I'm saying no. He helped develop them, but they have the talent to be where they're at. You have to have the talent. Okay? You do. Yeah, exactly. Fowler, Cowboys are also expecting cornerback to help via free. Dory Jackson into what? Yeah, I mean, Dory Jackson's not going to help. Eagle fans would have been slurping up Howie saying all season signed Vaughn. There's nothing, like I said earlier, if the Eagles signed Von Miller, I would have been happy. And I have never changed that. I've not changed anything, my opinion. Yeah, that's a good signing for Cowboys. Von Miller is a good signing. If the Eagles signed him, I would think it's good. But make no mistake about it, Von Miller on the Eagles helps a lot more than he helps on the Cowboys. Because on the Eagles, he doesn't have to have, they're not going to be as dependent on him. He can rotate in because the Eagles already got players on that line. I mean, you're talking about a team that hasn't won 30 years. Yeah, I know. Cowboys fans keep saying and telling us their front offices move different. It might be, but it's about time. It's so nice that Jerry Jones woke out of his slumber. Your quarterback's career is almost over. He's like 15 years in, whatever. Old man. But I don't think he's done enough. Do you think the Eagles should sign their? I think the Eagles. I'm not opposed to signing another receiver, but I'd give it a little more time. Give it a little more time. But it's something I'm not like I'm not opposed to Keenan Allen, but I think where the Eagles need to make a move, I think you need to make a move at safety. I think that the safety position is becoming clear that that's where you got to go. It really doesn't matter who the Cowboys sign; they'll be choking as Dookie. I agree with you. I agree with that. I just don't understand. Like, why do people just discount what your third string and second and third string mean to your team? Like, those guys are important because the way everybody doesn't stay healthy. At some point, guys that are your second team and third team are going to play. You are going to need them to contribute. You should be excited about it. Von Miller will get stopped by a brick wall named Lane. Well, I didn't say he's going to do anything against us. We'll wheel out the roller for him. I love this shit too. Lampkin at fullback would be scary in the running game. I mean, like Lampkin here, like you should be very excited if you're an Eagle fan about what we're hearing about Lampkin and Bell. Okay, now I'm not saying that they're the greatest thing ever, but in the context of what you want, a rookie and a guy who is got a lot of talent, maybe a little bit undersized, but is just kind of a different, unique type player. I mean, you want those guys to succeed, and if you get them and they do succeed, and you have that depth on the offensive line, nobody's beating the Eagles. I'm telling you right now, if the Eagles' offensive line is good and that running game gets back on track, I'm not saying 2,000 yards, but if it gets back on track, nobody's beating the Eagles. I'm sorry. A good running game, a good defense, and then Jalen Hurts and him being way better of a thrower than people act like, nobody stops the Eagles. Where the Eagles need to do something, and the place the Eagles ignore that drives me nuts, is the return game. I think their punt returners, I think their kick returners stink. They still stink. And I don't know why they just don't put a little something into it. I've noticed the reporting is slow when practices aren't good. Well, it's not that. It's practices are slow because it's a slow practice. It's a light practice today. You know, from what I heard, from what we read on here, I mean, we read it that Jalen Hurts. Let's see. Well, maybe you're right. Here's what Elliott Shore Parks gave him. But see, this stuff is like, a lot of this is people's opinions, right? Like, here's Elliott Shore Park says, Jalen Hurts training camp stats day 12. Monday practice was surprisingly busy. One of Jalen Hurts as he was on the field for 30 reps compared to 8 total reps. So that's good. Day 12, 13 of 18, 0 touchdowns and interception. Grade C. Explain to me how you go 13 of 18 and you get a C minus. Explain that to me, right? And that's just one man's opinion because we saw it over here. Martin Frank wrote, that is for practice, 65 minutes, last one before sessions with Patriots. Hurts had some nice throws aside from the interception. So if you listen to Martin Frank, it sounds like Hurts did a nice job besides the interception. And then you get Elliott Shore Parks has a guy goes 13 of 18 and he gives him a C minus. Explain that to me. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It's why it's so funny talking about it. It's crazy. Anyways, guys, I am going to get out of here. I'm coming back in about an hour. So we'll be on an hour for Shakedown Podcast. We're going to go over the game and everything with the Eagles. So look for that. I thank you for hanging out with me. I thank you guys for the discussion and the debate. I love it. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Preseason don't count. Exactly. Yeah, we're talking about practice. Exactly. Peace out, guys. Yes, Lauren, you do. ESP is a clown, dude. Keep it on track. I think it's very weird, too. But I think it's so weird that I talk about it because it just cracks me up. You know, I don't see how a guy could go 13 of 18 and then get a C minus. I mean, you know, he'd have to be missing certain receivers that you know he's missing, and I can't possibly tell that. But, you know, let's honor the Cowboys on the way out. Let's honor them with what they do best, and that is choking in December. With that said, we out of here. Peace.
2 minutes to go. You have plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off, it's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to feed the Lamb! Trying to feed the CeeDee Lamb! You tried to feed the CeeDee Lamb! You got to give it to CeeDee Lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.